Hello, I'm Louise from BeHealing.com and welcome to the Now, the Spiritual News Show for the week starting Friday, the 1st of February 2013. And so I'll start off with the Angel Guide reading for this week. It's a really good week to be spending lots of time alone, and that's to get really clear on our own energy and what we're here for. And so again, this is a recurring theme over the last few months especially, is to get on our life paths. And the only way to get on our life paths, which is all about what we're here for, what we came to express, that thing that is unique within ourselves that we really want to give to the world, share with the world. It's about really tuning into that. And to tune into that, we need to tune into ourselves and not be around other people so much so that we can really listen to ourselves and what's inside of us. Now, our life path is a journey. It's a path. It's not a particular goal. So you probably don't know the extent or even what it is that you want to do yet. But the most important thing is just to get on that path. It's to set the intention to be on that path and to follow it step by step. You can't take big leaps ahead. You can only go step by step, and so that's what the life path is all about. So spend time alone this week to be able to really tune into yourself and tune into what you want to share with the world, what it is inside of you that really wants to come out. It's also a great time, not just for initiating that life path and really getting going on it, but also to in what you're going to share with the world, but also in what you're going to receive back from that. Now, I'm not talking about the material gain balance that you're going to get back from that, but the feelings that you're going to get back from that. And so when you are sharing with the world that thing that's inside of your spirit, that's inside of your heart, that brings you joy, you feel fulfillment, you feel great for achieving your goals, and there's all of these really great feelings that come back from it, and those are the receiving part of it. And the abundance, the material part of the receiving, which does come along, comes along because of those feelings of fulfillment, of freedom, of empowerment, of bliss, of feeling joy. So what they're asking us to do is to focus ourselves on finding those feelings of fulfillment and freedom and joy and bliss, and focus ourselves on that more than any other kind of receiving that we'll get back from it, because that will happen anyway. Abundance is drawn to those who are feeling happy and feeling empowered and all of that, and that will happen anyway. But if we go in search of it, then it runs a mile from us. So this week, spend plenty of time alone, focus on what's going to make you happy and feel fulfilled, and get that path initiated. Be determined to take those steps now to be doing that. You don't need to do anything else in this world. That's the only reason you're here. So moving on to the Ascension news. We're asked to be really flexible at the moment. Now, it's the first day of February today, and if you think back to the new year, on New Year's Day, and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, it might seem like quite a long time ago to you now, and that's because time's moving really fast now, but we're getting a lot accomplished, we're making lots of changes. So if I think back just a month ago, I've made so many changes since then. I've had a 21-day cleanse, I've changed the way that I'm eating, I've changed my pattern, so I'm going for walks on the beach and going for a swim in the mornings and then going for a walk on the beach after I finish work. I'm actually working less than I was and allowing myself time to relax. I'm feeling more relaxed because of all of these patterns that I'm in. I've stepped it up in my business in various different ways, so I've achieved a lot in the first month of this year, and that's just going to happen faster and faster. This change is going to happen faster and faster, so that the world that we're living in is going to be very different by the end of this year. And that can only happen if we allow ourselves to be flexible and go with the flow. And so don't hold tightly onto things, because that's resistance. Even if you are shown to focus on something one day and then a few days later you're shown to shift your focus to something completely different, that's okay. You're not going wrong at all, but things should be changing fast. So go with that flow and be really flexible with it. Don't introduce limitations in any way, by not being flexible, by holding on, or even by trying to predict the future and where you're going, or being really fixed in the goals that you want to achieve and the dates that you want to achieve it by. That can really produce those limitations, and you stop the universe from giving you what the most amazing way for you would be, you know. So the more flexible you are, the more open you are, the better things will come along, and the more exciting this life path will be. It's a great time to release any power play that's left now. We have all been working on releasing competition, which isn't truth. Competition isn't truth. We're all here together, and we can all work together and be cooperative rather than in competition. And what they're saying now is that still have a bit of power play going on, especially in one-on-one relationships. So really take note of when you're trying to convince someone, when you're trying to not manipulate, that's a bit too strong, but trying to influence others, trying to put your point of view across, trying to change others in any way. Just be really mindful of those power plays that are going on now, and stop doing them. We're also getting more and more sensitive to our physical bodies, and also getting more and more sensitive to our emotions. Now, these two sensitivities, getting more and more aware of ourselves, are coming together, and they are allowing us to really understand what the emotional reasons are behind what our body is telling us. Okay, so there's always an emotional reason or a spiritual reason behind any illness or niggle or anything that we've got going on in our bodies. And we should be able to, because of these sensitivities and this awareness is growing, we should be able to understand the correlation between how we're feeling and what's going on in our bodies. Now, this is all gearing up to us completely releasing the need for illness, and the only way that we can do that is by being really aware of ourselves, so that we're listening to our emotions constantly and acting on that and changing things because of our emotions, so that it never needs to get to the point where our bodies need to get involved and start communicating things to us. If you need some help with that, I give health readings, and so you can send me a list of your symptoms, and I will give a reading on them and tell you what the issue was that started that off and how to release it. And they're available on BeHealing.com. Now, the last thing is, you might find that you've been drawn to water lately, drinking more water, taking more baths, being around water, swimming, being in water. And the reason for this is that the fiery energies have really got going lately. And so there's been a lot of directional energy, lots of empowering energy, and this is the cause of us really getting motivated to make big changes, and which is great. But at the same time, we need to find that balance within ourselves, and so we're being drawn to the water because we can balance our energy out by that. So it's just keeping us in that balance, keeping us calm, whilst being able to accomplish a lot. And so hopefully with this balancing out, you will feel like you're accomplishing a great deal, but doing much less than you used to. And this is great. This is balance. So ideally, we should be achieving great things whilst only spending half of our time and our energy on achieving those things, and the rest of the time focused on ourselves, our spiritual pursuits, and just enjoying ourselves and having fun. So have a fantastic week, and I'll see you next week. Bye.